What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. We have Bachelor Nation Breakdown. They just released the Bachelor in Paradise cast. If you watch the Men Tell All, we had some people that are going to be on Paradise at the Men Tell All. We'll talk a little bit about them. And we have our Clickbait of the week, which is Natasha's thing, and our very special guest, one of the Bachelorettes herself. Gabby is joining us today. She's never been on Clickbait. Can't wait to talk to her. How's everybody feeling today?
We're doing good. Guys, I mean, we have to talk about the weekend. We have to talk about the engagement party. Tia, we missed you so much. We had a cheers in your honor, honestly.
I hope y'all drank so much for me and felt
the
like
baby.
shit the next day.
Actually, we had a drink for you, the baby, and Taylor.
Oh, I love this. I love it.
We did not. Did we cheers Tia? I'm saying I was so drunk. I don't know. We could have actually cheers Tia, and I missed it.
I have it on video, Joe.
Yeah, it was on the story. Yeah. You were like, this one's for you, Tia.
No way, we did that?
We have it on video, Joe.
Oh, Tia,
yes.
I meant that wholeheartedly. I really did. I at least did it at the time. I did it at the time, for sure.
Wow, I feel so special.
Honestly.
Yeah, it was totally unprompted. You were like, Tia, this one's for you.
Oh, nice.
Wow, you're so thoughtful when you're hammered.
I am. I actually am. I'm much more thoughtful. We were, we were drinking. I haven't, I'm detoxing now. I haven't had a drink in 5 days.
3 days.
I'm gonna go for a little bit. I need after, what did I do before Wells's wedding? Oh, Mexico, Wells's wedding, and then our engagement party. And I'm just like, all right.
Your body's hurting.
Enough.
And
I can't do
got
this.
I got to meet Joe's dad.
Oh, yeah.
What a great human. But honestly, his mom, your mom is the best. Your mom is, and oh my gosh, Serena's mom, the sweetest human. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just really nice. That was the first time your families met, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
First time they met.
If you guys haven't seen pictures, Joe's mom and Serena's mom are both babes. And why do they look like they can be sisters?
I don't know.
They're so
The dark hair, they're
Joe's
so
mom
cute.
has the prettiest eyes. Her eyes are stunning.
Oh,
And
they're so stinking
they
cute.
both have really curly hair. My mom straightens her hair, but it's also really, really curly. So our kids are gonna be curly-headed kids.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
So cute.
I saw so many pictures of moms just have a plethora of photos of their kids in their phone. So she showed lots of pictures of Joe.
Yeah.
And he was a baby. Yeah. So yeah, guys, it was a good old time. I have 1,000 DMs of why I should date Clay now because me and Clay were the single people.
You looked beautiful too, by the way.
Thank you.
Black dress
Lori,
was so pretty.
Lori came to my room. Lori K came to my room and I was like, okay, we have this dress or this dress. Which do we do? She goes, oh, that dress is more of a moment. Wear that one. I was like, okay.
Well, should we just cheat this? And even though we didn't introduce it, because this is a clickbait article or a Bachelor Nation article.
What?
Breakdown. This one, number 3. So for our listeners, if you're a little confused right now, this is Bachelor Nation Breakdown number 3. We're going out of order today.
So we had to talk about the most important first.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
It went well.
I mean,
Everyone looked great. So fun.
it was amazing. I honestly, how do I say? I got emotional. It was very, very sweet.
Did y'all do
did not get
speeches
emotional.
or toasts, speeches, anything?
No, I did get emotional when I first walked in. Like all the pictures. So basically, the pictures was a great. I don't know whose idea that was, but that was a great touch. Like the whole entire place, there was like hidden. Well, not hidden, but like in the decor everywhere, there was just all these pictures and frames of Joe and Serena. It was so freaking cute. Like all over. And then Joe's mom goes, "I need to go get my purse. I'm taking all these pictures."
It was a beautiful venue too. It was really nice, and it's always fun when you get like all your friends and everyone together for the weekend, and everybody travels, and then like we did some day drinking, and then stayed out all night. It was fun.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah.
It was a good time. So, and Joe, so when's the wedding date?
We are planning. Yeah, we're planning for. I mean, I keep telling everybody September of next year, so I think we're just going to run with that.
Great.
Maybe October, but yeah, we wanted to have a little small engagement party. It's been a year. Our parents finally met. It was a good way for them to get together and meet. So really happy about that. And
Here comes the planning. It's wild.
Yep.
yeah,
You got plenty of time though.
I think so.
All right, let's start back from the top since we kind of started at the bottom. Bachelor Nation breakdown number 1, VIP cast announcement. Big time. Love when they announce the cast because then we actually know who it is.
What do you think? What do you think?
Should we go over the list?
We
Well,
could.
also the list that they put though didn't have like everyone in it, right?
No, and like they're also, if you did watch the Men Tell All, you had Andrew, Genevieve,
Oh, yeah.
Serene, and Victoria Fuller. Who Victoria Fuller is clearly not a night one person, but she's obviously there because she was sitting at the Men Tell All.
Right.
Oh yeah, the ones that were announced. Okay, were day ones.
I mean, I'm a little biased, and I'm also being a hater, but I did watch our Bachelor in Paradise promo because we were just like, let's compare them, Because
that's what you and Serena was doing.
Yeah, that's what me and Serena were doing.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, because we're better. No, I'm joking, but it was like hearing Little John, because Little John narrated the beginning of our promo for Paradise.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to rewatch it again because
Watch it because it's like it's been
Tia, should we watch it?
It's been a long 2 years, and then like it's Little John, and then David Spade pops up, and you're like, what is going on? I thought that was a lot of fun, but I'm excited. I think Paradise. There's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot of drama. I don't see as many love stories. I see more like fighting and drama.
Well, Shanae's
drama.
there.
And
Shanae's number 1.
Why
on
do you
this
think
list.
that is?
In my opinion, in the promos, a lot of times you could kind of see there's a few love stories unfolding. I don't know if I really saw that. I think I saw one.
Well, I feel like they kept showing someone saying something like, "Oh, I love you," and then they would pan to a person that they weren't talking to.
Yeah.
There were a few "I love yous" though.
Okay, wait, Tia, I'm sending this to you because I feel like. Do you remember it? Because I don't remember it.
I don't think I was in the promo.
Oh, because
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there.
Later.
Who are you more excited to see? People from this upcoming season, or somebody like Victoria Fuller from 5 seasons back, who is probably more recognizable because she had a pretty big story on her season?
I love watching people come back, like
Me too.
Lace. I'm surprised Lace.
Oh yeah,
Came
What
back
season is she
again.
from?
She's been on Paradise a time or two as well, and that was a while back.
Okay, and she was on Ben Higgins' season.
She was Ben Higgins' season.
Yeah.
Oh, she got engaged on season 3.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm a little biased, of course, because I know Fuller, of course, because we're friends. So, of course, I'm really happy to see her go on and see what happens with her. I'm not even like trying to be, what do you call it? Like cryptic. Like I literally don't know what happened. Like me and her have not talked about Paradise, like at all, like today. Will that change later? I don't know, but we have not talked about it. So I'm excited to see that. But usually I like to see the people who come right off the show because it's like, especially how people navigate, like it's so fresh how they navigate Bachelor and or Bachelorette, and then now they come on this show, For instance, I know we both have Gabby and Rachel, but could you imagine if Gabby or Rachel was in Paradise, like after what happened with them on their season? Like I would be so invested in them finding love, right? Because of what happened on their season. So normally I like to see that. And also just like someone like, I'm blanking on his name. What's
Michael.
the guy's?
Michael A.
Michael A.
Well, Michael A. I think someone like him is, of course, everyone wants to see how he kind of, how everything goes with him. And then he also did a questions thing, and he talked about how Bachelorette tapes longer and how Bachelor tapes longer than BIP.
Yeah.
So he was more inclined to go because it was a shorter amount of time and away from his kid. So
Yeah, Taylor was shook to see him. He's like, isn't that the dad?
Well, he's there.
Yeah.
He's there. You got Andrew Spencer. I don't know. It's going to be. I always get excited for Paradise.
what do you think, Joe, for that question that you asked? Are you more excited to see later people or?
Well, I think when there's somebody that has a really compelling story on the current season, usually that would be the person that I'm most excited to see. But it is always being in this world now and knowing people. For me personally, like it's fun to see people from the past. Like it's cool to see Victoria Fuller because we know her. She's been on this podcast a bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
And you kind of know like they know the show, so it's fun to watch them.
I will say, Brandon, the way you know him and Rachel, the way that him and Michelle broke up, I'm going to be very invested in what he has going on because, like, I remember that breakup so vividly.
And on the intros, too, like on the first episode of Paradise, they always show, like, a little recap. Or for some people, they show a little recap of where they left off. And I think people are more able to connect with people on more recent seasons. It's a lot of girls from Clayton's season, too. Okay. Our last Bachelor Nation breakdown today. Gabby and Rachel want Kim K to be the next Bachelorette. So we've talked about Pete Davidson being the next Bachelor. And now we've got Kim K in the running to be the next Bachelorette.
Which season would you guys watch? Which season would you guys watch?
What do you mean?
Like, if
Pete or Kim?
Yeah, like who would you vote for if they said, "Hey Joe, which one should we make?"
I mean, obviously Kim Kardashian would be by far just the biggest. She would never do it, but it would have to be Kim, guaranteed.
Okay,
I think I'd vote for Pete.
Okay, so between Kim and Chloe, who are you guys picking?
Kim.
Chloe's been through a lot. Okay.
I'm picking
Chloe
Kanye.
deserves a chance.
I'm picking Kanye over everybody. That one I watch for sure.
Kanye, I'm sorry, I love her to pieces, but Kanye would definitely pull a Claire. He would be like, "I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
Like day one.
This is it."
He would.
That's what he would do.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think there'd be a full season, you know. Then maybe they'll tap Pete to come in. But I think for the show, of course, Kim Kardashian would be amazing. And also we see she has such an array of types. I think it would really be interesting. Whereas with Chloe, it's like, what, you got to just get, you know, I don't know, D1 athletes
that are cheaters. And like
that's not funny.
Do we have any thoughts? Who do we think the Bachelor is going to be? Because I mean, that's the next big thing coming out.
The way that Men Tell All looked, it seemed like it was Nate. Like he wanted to get up there and apologize and, you know, do his thing.
It's the way it seems, for sure.
I will say that there are a lot of people who are deserving. And it really sucks when, you know, things come out. So, but there's a lot of young guys, I think, on this season. And Nate was, what, 30? Did it say he was 33?
I think he's like 30-something.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, there wasn't that many guys that were older. But maybe it'll be a guy that's still there.
I think they're going to pull from another season.
It's never the obvious choice.
It's not, yeah, exactly. It really never is.
Or who's rumored. Yeah, it's always a surprise.
That is true. So, all right. Clickbait of the week. Clickbait of the week. All right. This clickbait of the week is very interesting because you two are both getting married. So
let me open this.
We're talking about wedding guests' red flags. There are 6 of them listed, and I'm going to read them off to you. You guys tell me which one you think is the worst. Making a joke about objecting. Shows up late to the ceremony. Dances during your first dance wants info that was already on the wedding website. It's funny. Proposes at your wedding. Someone proposing at your wedding. That's a freaking red flag.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's a huge, big red flag. Flirts with the entire wedding party. See, I don't think that's a red flag unless you're married or have a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't think that's necessarily a red flag. But what do you guys think? What's the worst? Or do you have one that's not on this list?
Proposes at the wedding for sure is terrible. Another one would be someone showing up in a white dress.
Oh, yeah, that's not on here. Yeah, someone showing up in a... Oh, by the way, we're going to talk about the white dress incident at your engagement party, Joe?
Oh, shit. What happened?
Why? Who had a white dress?
Someone apparently crashed Joe and Serena's engagement party, and she was wearing a white dress, and her boobs are all out. I don't know who she was, but it was
Bitch,
a big...
bye. This is a wedding-related event. You must go.
Yeah, it was a big topic of conversation.
So women aren't allowed to wear white dresses to a wedding. That's what I'm picking
Well,
up.
it's just like not in great
But like,
taste.
no,
I mean,
I don't think I don't even think guys wear white. Like if you were just a guy invited to a wedding, you wouldn't wear like a white tux top or a white tux. What do you call this? A suit jacket.
Tuxedo or suit jacket?
Yeah, you wouldn't wear a white. You know how sometimes they would do white and then the black pant and the black shirt.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that either. No.
And
no one
I've
wears
learned that
white
you
but the
have
bride.
if you have to ask if something is too close to white, you just don't wear it. Like if it's
No.
a champagne color or like a light gray.
I always do like a
just don't.
bright color or black.
Yeah, black. Yeah, black is
Like-
always safe.
Black or bright. One or two. You know what I mean?
I just always wear black, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Me
don't
too.
have to worry about
There's
it.
never any issue.
But
Yeah.
honestly, joking about objecting, that one is a red flag too.
Oh,
Do
like
not
if
play
they-
with me.
If they yelled out during the ceremony, oh no, sir.
Like what?
I
like,
think
it's like
if I'm sitting at a wedding ceremony and somebody objects, I'm like, yes, entertainment. I can't wait to hear what
I mean,
this
if-
person is going to say.
If someone really objected, though, like that would be entertaining for sure.
Yeah.
guys, I saw this video on Instagram and it was the most insane video. It was in Jersey and they're literally standing up there like getting married and this woman's like calling the guy's name like Joe.
No.
You're not gonna take care of your kids. It was crazy, and literally no one was turning around. Everyone was just like, "Uh-oh, there go that crazy baby mama." Like no one was turning.
So they knew who it was?
Oh yeah, they knew because she kept talking, and then the daughter comes out and she goes, "Get out of my mama's wedding!" I literally was like,
Oh, man.
Oh no.
"That is the biggest red flag, honey. He getting married. It's too late, honey. It's too late."
And why was she invited to the wedding?
I'm sure
Well,
she wasn't.
I don't think she was.
Yeah,
think
I
she
don't-
just-
Oh.
I don't think she was.
I think she just
no.
walked in.
Dancing during your first dance. I mean, who would do that? Everyone would be like, sit down. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to tackle you like meatball. Tackle.
If they're like off to the side, maybe that's fine. But
No, why would you? No, everyone. Phones out, looking at me. No dancing. Right? Yeah, so I thought this was interesting. And if people, I've never.
That's funny. That is funny. I'm just picturing the couple out there dancing for their first song, and another couple gets out there and goes.
But have you guys ever been to a wedding where something like this has happened? That's my question.
I don't pay attention.
I've seen people flirt with the entire wedding party. Or
Yeah.
people showing up late for sure.
But do you think that's an actual red flag, flirting with the entire wedding party?
I mean, unless you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If you're the groom, it's a red flag.
Or like the groom's dad or something. I don't know. That's kind of inappropriate.
I've never seen it happen, but I don't think flirting with a wedding party is a bad thing, unless people are married and stuff like that. Then that's a little weird. But get your flirt on. People meet at weddings all the time. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
clickbait. I thought
Oh,
this was
what about
interesting.
bringing a +1 when you're not offered a +1?
Is
There's
that
a
a red? Is that
there's a
rude or
set-
just a red flag?
I mean,
Well-
it's kind of rude because you're paying per person.
Yeah.
And there's like
Okay,
a
so-
set guest list.
So I have a question about that, Tia and Joe. I also think that it's rude as a single person that people with spouses are offered a plus. It's like either you offer the plus ones to people or you don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like when people are like, they just assume because you're single, you're not going to bring anyone to a wedding.
Right.
Like, what if Bae want to come? I mean, he might not be my boyfriend that I've told the world
agree.
about, but
I agree. I think everybody should be offered a plus one.
Yeah,
But
we need
like-
plus ones for everybody.
yeah, and you can decline it. Like, no, I'll just like
Yeah.
for instance, like if I'm not dating someone and I'm going and a bunch of my friends are going to be there or whatever, like I'm definitely not just going to bring some random person when they're knowing how expensive a wedding is, you know. But at the same time, I do think it should be offered. I kind of hate when people do that. I think it's cheap. If it's you and you've done it or you're thinking about doing it, don't do it.
I agree.
I have one
agree.
that's not on here too. It's when the bride is coming down the aisle and people bring their phones out, especially the people that are closest to the aisle to like take pictures of the bride or the bridal party or the groom. It's like that bride and groom paid a lot of money for the photographers and the videographer. Put your fucking iPhone down. What are you
Yes.
going to do with that picture anyway? It's in poor taste to share pictures of the bride or anybody before they post. Put your damn phone down. Put your phone down.
What are the
Yeah.
odds Tia beats somebody up at her own wedding?
Oh, I'm gonna look out in the crowd and be like, "Put your phone down. Put your phone." I'm not playing with that shit.
You know what Sydney did for her wedding? I thought it was so smart. You know how when you go to some of those parties, how you can't have your phone, they'll like give you a little ticket, and then they like there's a person who takes your phone. So for the actual ceremony, no one had their phones, and it was
That's
only
smart.
the photographers.
Yeah.
It was very smart. So
That's
no
smart.
one. Because, like, I mean, you kind of have that urge. It's that moment. I don't know. We're so attached to our phones and having those moments. I think is a really good idea. And, like,
Yeah.
they just kept the phones. And then after the fact, you just go grab your phone and then the reception, whatever you have.
Well,
your
yeah.
phone,
So
you're
then
fine.
no one's phone rings. Like you're not looking down at your phone. None of that.
Yes.
Just no phones.
Smart.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
nice.
I think that's actually very smart.
Mm-hmm,
All right. Should we bring Gabby on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time. Everybody, please welcome the Bachelorette herself, Gabby, to the podcast. It's nice to finally meet you. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm great. How are you?
Well, I'm good. I'm chilling. Just another day. Watched you yesterday on the Men Tell All. How are you feeling?
Oh yeah. Fine.
You looked great. I love the one sleeve dress.
Oh my God, thank you. I liked it.
How are you? How has it been thus far? Are you feeling good? Are you getting sick of everything? Or you just want a break?
I mean, I feel like everyone gets to a point in the season where it's like hard, and I feel like there's still so much coming up. So not that I want it to be over just to be over, but it's like I'm ready for people to know, to be able to like share that with them. Because it is like two different stories almost. I feel like in every season after like hometowns and overnights and stuff, like that's really when your connections start flourishing. So it's nice to be able to get into like the meat and potatoes finally.
Yeah, I actually really agree with that. I do think it is like two seasons. Like after the Men Tell All, now we're gonna start seeing like. Not that you didn't have real emotions at the beginning, but it just seems like these are now like really raw and real.
Yeah, exactly.
It shifts to this like, okay, the fun is over now. It's the love and the intense feelings.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the beginning, even last time, it was like all really fun, kind of new experiences, just getting your feet wet, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm in it.
After Clayton's season, were you expecting, obviously being, one of 30 women, now you have all these guys going for you. Were you expecting to fall for more than one guy? Were you ready for that?
That's a good question. I mean, I really went in with no expectations. I feel like I've dated a ton in the past, and I've kind of just learned like take things step by step. I really think everything, happens for a reason, not just that, but like, you don't know what you're going to feel because you haven't been in this scenario. So I really didn't put, like, I honestly didn't think about it. Like, what if, oh my gosh, but just kind of like really tried to stay in tune with my feelings and like take it step by step. So I can't say I was like surprised, but I didn't have any expectations going in. And of course, these guys are so different. I think like even on the other side, you know, first time around, I'm like, all the women are so different that naturally we would all have different strengths and weaknesses. And you fall in love with different parts of them. So it really is like compartmentalizing. So it's almost easier in that aspect because it's less of like, oh my gosh, I have these deep feelings for multiple men. It's like, oh, I love this person for this and this for this. And like, oh my God, it's crazy that's happening at the same time just because of the layout. But I think because like you're in the journey and in it, you like give your space to yourself room to feel it, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Do you?
Well said.
Yeah. Do you, now that you're the lead, do you have more sympathy for Clayton and his position? And how do you feel about him now that you've been the lead?
Oh, good question.
I think the difference was really like the intent behind it on Clayton. And I think, you know, me going through this journey and as like the lead role or whatever, like, and trying to navigate multiple relationships, I feel like I really did like put these guys first and their feelings first. And I did tread lightly and watch what I said, probably because of learning from the past, but everyone has a different journey to find love. So it's different. But I think that was the big takeaway from last time around was like the intention behind his words and like his goals in saying them, not necessarily themselves.
And I do want to give a nod to you and Rachel because even from watching the Men Tell All, these men have so much respect for the both of you. And maybe it is because of how you were treated. You know, I mean, of course, just you as a person and being more compassionate, but how you were treated, it's so stuck in the forefront of your brains. And I think that it really showed that even Rachel sending, you know, Tyler home before the hometown and thinking about that, and you guys just being so intentional about those things, and but still having to date multiple people and have these feelings for multiple people. I think you guys really did and is doing a great job at being intentional with your feelings. Definitely.
Yeah, I think there's a way to do both. There's a way you can like put yourself in your story first while being mindful of other people. I think, no shade, Joe, I think women are probably better at it in general because we're better
The fuck are you? You're coming at me right now? Is that
She
what's
said
happening?
no offense. She said no offense.
Bad bitch o'clock, Joe. Didn't you say
Damn,
it?
Yeah,
I was not expecting that. All right, Gabby, let's do this. I'm really happy this is how we're going.
But yeah, no, like I think like we're just more in tune with our emotions and like naturally nurturers. Like I really found myself coming into this role of wanting to like help the men along and like nurture them, not just like in a dating world, but because, you know, the scenario is so unlike anything else that you've done before. So it's like you kind of like want somebody to help you along, like with all the cameras and like this crazy scenario. So I feel like women kind of naturally fall into that like caregiver role, at least for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you, but no, joking. Okay, what was more nerve-wracking? Your hometown during, like doing hometowns for the first time during Clayton's season, or going to the hometowns on your season?
Definitely like my season going to hometowns. I said it to Jesse, I'm scared of parents. They scare the shit out of me. I am afraid of authority through and through. So that part was like really scary for me. Plus like you get the inevitable question, there's other guys here. It's like, and I don't have a defense. Like you're right. You know, I really can't say anything about it. So that part's kind of hard. And when you're meeting your own family, it's like excitement. Like you want to share with them. There's not a lot of nerves, I feel.
Yeah. So, I think that makes sense.
Speaking of hometowns, I'm so glad to have you on the podcast because I'm dying to dive into this. So for Jason's hometown, you kept saying we're very different. We're very different.
Yeah.
What exactly did you mean by that? Because I was watching like, what does she mean? I need to know. Let me call her.
I think a lot of people were kind of thinking that, but which I don't, it's hard because what the viewers are seeing only a portion of things. So I look at it like way more intensely, I feel like, than what you're seeing. But Jason and I are just so different in that he's much more reserved than I am. And he was pretty open about the process being difficult for him. So I think just like that in general, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm more of an extrovert. I love attention. And it's just kind of like the way we connected, we're definitely opposites. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm like, now that I'm meeting his family for the first time, really, like, hometowns were so special because you get to know so much about these guys that they don't tell you. Like, having someone vet you and tell them, you know, this is what he's like as a baby, this is what he's like around all his friends, like, that really paints a picture. So going into his hometown, I was just like, do you think that Jason and I are too different, basically, and just the way we like present ourselves to the world? Because it's like, it could, you know, lead to some issues, like if you're that opposite, I feel. But hearing his family like reassure me was so nice. But I think people like were thinking there's a deeper meaning to it. But it's like, I think even people watching it back realize how reserved Jason is. And like, I've seen someone like him really on the show before.
How was it watching him in his interview back saying that he wasn't sure if he was ready to get engaged, and then not hearing that like personally, but you watched it back?
Yeah, it was a little bit of like an like what? But you know, I can't say like I was really surprised. Definitely, I think we just hadn't really had the time and space to like talk about it, because up until this point, you know, we had our one-on-one, which was pretty early, like no need to talk about an engagement then, and then time just kind of disappears. So we really didn't have like a comfortable space, like sit down and talk about it. But it was something that I would have guessed if it were to come from someone, it would have been him.
Okay. Yeah. And that opposites attract thing, like when I was watching, I was like, that's such a thing, you know. Some people really are into that. And I think a lot of times, at least from watching this show, guys who are a little more introverted love the more extroverted girls. So I was like, oh, but
right. Which is actually, I am like in my previous dating life attracted to reserved guys, because
so that's what I was gonna ask that.
Yeah. Oh, you can like sit back and kind of like relax and have fun. It's not like a competition of like, you know, who's entertaining the most and stuff. I think it really comes from a place of confidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree. Okay, great. That makes sense then. That's what I was going to ask too. So in the past, you've dated more reserved, and so okay, yes, all right. It all makes sense, Gabby. It makes sense.
All right. So let's jump to the men tell all. So now you are in the room with all of your exes, and they say that like, here's all your ex-boyfriends.
Right.
Now, are you looking at these guys like these are all my ex-boyfriends, or like, I don't know who the guy is with the blonde hair. Where the fuck did he come from?
Roby, he went home night one and he had such an opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot to say. We were like, whoa, what was this?
Yeah.
But what was in that room that night? What was like the most, I don't know, most real moment for you, or happy to see? Like, who were you the most happy to see or nervous to see?
It was like, I don't know. It was good to just see everyone like doing well, you know, and like kind of in good spirits. Like, you never know how people feel when they leave. So it was kind of like, it was nice. I felt like there was like no hard feelings, but of course I was excited to see Nate, because our goodbye was like so emotional. And then going into it, I was like, I can't believe that the last time I saw him was what I just saw on TV, you know, but it's been months, and like, it was profound, and just a moment that I think if it were to happen in real life, you would have like more of like, oh, let me reach out to you, like more of a way to kind of communicate with each other after something so big. So that was just kind of jarring, but yeah, it was really good to see like everyone, honestly.
Oh, girl, let me tell you, you had me crying. I was like, why is she doing this to me? Why is she doing this to me? I watched that episode. I had to watch it again. I had to watch it again because it was just so sad, but also so understanding, right? Like understanding your position, understanding his position. And so this, you're saying this is the first time that you're seeing him since that happened.
Right. Yeah.
And this is the first time that you guys have talked to, because sometimes people DM like before the show airs and say, hey, what's up, whatever. The guys will DM the, you know, this is the first time you've ever talked to.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
And
And
at the
So much has happened since then, so it's almost like you forget about like how big that moment actually was in real time, but then watching back, it like immediately sucks you back. And I'm like, wow, that was months ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to talk at all after the show, you and Nate?
We talked a little bit, like we ran into each other doing a podcast, and it was nice. I think we said goodbye, you know, when we said bye to all the guys and stuff. So it was nice, like staying kind of just comforting, like positive feelings for each other.
Yes. And
Wait.
that's really great. Go ahead.
Yeah, at the end of your breakup, you had said, you weren't sure if you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Seeing him back, were you more confident in the decision that you had made?
I think like whenever breakups like those are so hard because your heart and your head are telling you two different things and you don't know like which one to go with and you're just kind of at odds with each other. I think like I've had breakups in the past where we've broken up not because we didn't have feelings for each other, just because we were at different places in life, like in whatever it may look like. And I feel like those honestly are the hardest.
Yeah.
So, you know, right when I was doing, like, I was a wreck for days, as I think I was just like still processing, but ultimately I think you kind of have to trust your gut, and I knew I had to make that decision for myself. So I feel like I really was, and throughout this whole process, I really worked through things in real time. So I think I got closure then. So then again, it was more like, you know, I like love you as a person. I'm so good to like, or glad to see you happy, instead of being like, oh, I still made a mistake. You
Okay.
know?
For sure.
Yeah. How do you feel about Rachel? Are you over her? Are you guys done? What's up with that? The friendship?
Oh my God, never.
No?
Yeah, no. You know, Joe and Tia secretly hate each other. You know that, right?
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's actually
No,
bad.
it's
like,
not a secret, actually.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I want to know the inner workings of you guys.
Oh, we actually, we really, none of us actually get along, but
I like
We do
Serena
it.
more than I like Joe. I mean,
yeah,
truly.
we do it just because. Can you give us some behind the scenes tea besides, I don't want to talk about anybody smelling anybody's armpits. I'm so sick of that. But is there something you could tell us that maybe, that we didn't know or we didn't see?
I don't know. I feel like overall, like there are so many emotions, but we did just like have fun the whole time. Like Rachel and I, even, you know, going on these dates, like with the men and stuff, all the inner workings, like there was a lot more light to it, I think, than what comes through. Like, I feel like it overall was a really enjoyable experience, but of course you have to show the love and the heartbreak. But one specific thing,
Yeah, it's all right. Fuck it. What about?
I'm like, I want that.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's actually, honestly, that was just a dumb question because I wouldn't even have known how to answer it. What? Give me what was your favorite?
There's something that wasn't aired that you were like, damn, I wish that was aired. There's something.
like everything.
Well, you want to hear this? I'll tell you something. I was live tweeting the show yesterday and watching it live tweeting it.
Oh my God.
Get
And then
ready,
I throw out a random tweet. I'm like, as I always do, like just random nonsense. And I'm just like, I got a taste for Chinese food. And that was it, you know. I didn't think anything of it. I guess 10 minutes later, you farted and said, I just ate Chinese. And I didn't know that. And people are relating it to like the fact that I was like, oh, now that Gabby farted after eating Chinese food, I have a taste for Chinese food, which isn't true.
Joe wants to taste your Chinese food farts,
I deleted
Gabby.
the tweet. I actually
Joe
had to
wants to
delete the
taste your
tweet.
farts.
There's
No,
no
it's-
place that made a blooper. I don't know who's responsible for that, but I have to them. Like, it's so embarrassing.
Right? But also, it also shows how comfortable you were with whoever your producer was or whoever you were with in that moment. Because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they aired that. What?
I know, me either. I'm like, you guys are really trying to drag me. So I'm associated with that.
We're almost done with you, Gabby. So it's time to ruin you. What was your favorite place you traveled to? Was there any place that was like really stood out?
Rouge, hands down.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks beautiful.
I never would have thought to go there. That's how Iceland was for me last season too. Like, I feel like there's always kind of a golden nugget that you would never go on your own. But it's so quaint. It's so beautiful. I feel like everybody should go.
Listen, I need the girl tea really quick before we get to the next episode. At any moment, not of course what we saw on the show when you and Rachel were talking about certain guys. We saw you guys being like, oh, I'm into him, I like him, blah, blah, blah. But once you guys split off, and let's just say like a Tyler, were you ever, I know that you guys are really separate, but did you guys talk ever how we do, like, oh, he did this, oh, he said this, oh, he did that, and you were kind of like, I don't really like him? Or did she ever say like, yeah, I don't know if I like him for you? Did that ever happen with any of your guys? You don't have to say which guys, but did that ever happen with you guys?
Yeah, we're pretty honest with each other. And like both of us, I think, are pretty opinionated. And like we really have just such a close bond. So we know that, you know, you don't have to like sugarcoat things. And naturally, like, you know, your friend is dating someone that you're like, meh, like you would say something.
Right.
Yeah.
It probably was more, it was like less like, I don't know if he's for you, but more like, oh, I definitely think he's for you. But what about him? You know,
I see
that side of things. But yeah, we talk a fair amount of shit constantly.
So. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Friends need that. Friends need the real friend that's going to straight up say like, hey, no, that ain't it.
Yeah. And that was the one thing that you guys said in the woman or in the Men Tell All, how you both were saying like we had each other to bounce off of. And that's one thing that's never happened before. Yeah. So do you think, as having a dual season and watching the show, you've watched the show before, you were on Clayton season, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think they should continue this formula of the two, or do you think they should kind of go back and forth, like do one then do two? You know, what do you think?
I think ultimately nobody cares what I think, but I do think a lot about this, and it is personal. Rachel and I say all the time, and like genuinely mean it, we wouldn't have it any other way. Having someone there with you the whole time is really invaluable. Like, first of all, it's a lot of pressure for one person to just like have their own season. You constantly have to be entertaining. You have to be on like all the time. What you do is going to be picked apart to the umpteenth degree. No one to like balance you, which we're still picked apart, whatever comes with the territory. But at least it's shared. It's like half and half. Yeah. So I think honestly, the balance for me was so worth it, and having her with me, you know, and just being able to decompress, knowing that you're not alone. I feel like it's so isolating. But you know, that's while you're going through it. It didn't really translate, I don't think, like on screen. I feel like people just think that they don't know our men, they don't know the cast. So that was a big kind of maybe like problem with it.
Difference.
But as far as like actually being in the experience, like I think it was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Are you happy with who Rachel picked at the end?
Yeah, that sounds like a trick question.
Well, I'm not asking you who he is unless you want to tell me.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like no matter how many opinions I have, relationships are personal. With my friends, like it's like I'll be honest about my opinions, but no matter what, our friendship comes first, and I just want you to be happy, and I'm going to support you. So even, you know, not saying that like that applies to her, but just like my mindset with friendships and relationships in general.
Yeah.
Give me some guys that you want to see in Paradise from your season.
I think I'm excited to see Logan, to see Mess.
Okay.
Oh, to see Mess.
To see Mess. Cause is Logan a mess? Because I mean, that's what we thought. That's what me and Tia thought.
Oh, since the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone kind of had him like pegged as a little indecisive. So, and that was just like, you know, with 2 bachelorettes, but when there's
more than 2
women running the beach.
Oh God.
My fiance keeps defending him. He's like, why do you think that? I'm like, just his haircut throws me off. His face throws me off. I don't trust his ass. Okay.
Tia doesn't like his face.
He's
Poor guy.
untrustworthy.
Tia doesn't like the poor guy's face.
Look at men. Listen, one thing men gonna do, they gonna stick up for each other. That's why we gotta stick up for each other, ladies.
Taylor's like, I've had that haircut. What do you mean? I'm like, no, it's just the whole vibe. Okay, untrustworthy.
Who do you think would be a great match for someone like a Logan?
I don't know. I do. I will say, like, I mean, who knows? I can't really say too much, but like, I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think anyone's like a bad person. I think they just do dumb shit, and I think he's young and will probably do dumb shit. So, but like, no, nothing against him as a person. This environment makes people act crazy. So as far as like a good match, I hope everyone finds love.
Yeah.
Are you excited that the finale's coming?
Am I excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to just like, have people really see the end and like, like watch the rest of our journey. That's why we're there. So to be able to share it with them, because like we said, it does change and it'll be exciting. Just like restart my life, I guess,
Yes.
Yeah.
What's going on with work with you? Because I know you were an ICU nurse, and then obviously you have to take so many months off. What's the plan there?
Right now, I'm just kind of taking a break. So we'll see kind of what the future holds. I love medicine. I feel like I do have a passion for healthcare. I think people who've worked in that industry find it, impossible to not care about it. It affects our lives so much. But, if I do go back, then I feel like it would be in kind of a different realm. I was in ICU for 8 years. It's really common. I worked all through COVID. So I think like it's a good transition phase.
Well, get ready for a little revolve, Click the link, baby.
Take advantage of it, honey. Yeah.
I can't.
I was in healthcare too, and I was in the nursing home setting, and I figured out social media and was like, oh, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
It's very hard to leave, though. It's so hard. Like when you're so passionate about your patients and care about them so much, it's very hard to leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're also now in the next chapter of your life, and you're going to have so many opportunities, and
there's still ways to influence and help people in so many ways through with your following as well, which I always talk about. So
yeah, definitely. I think you just have to find a way to like kind of make it feel genuine almost.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think you're going to crush, Gabby. I think whatever you do, you're going to be very successful.
I agree.
Yes. Can you give us one word to describe the rest of the season that we haven't seen yet?
One word.
Or phrase.
Yeah. I always just kind of say like twists and turns are like unpredictable. Yeah.
So unpredictable.
Dramatic season of The Bachelorette.
All right.
I was going to panic if this girl said tumultuous. We've had a few people say tumultuous.
We know how busy you are, so we don't want to keep you anymore, but we do want to play a quick game. Are you down?
Okay, yeah.
First guy that comes to your head, I'm going to say some things, and it's about the men. It could be men that you've dated, men that Rachel's dated, anyone. First person comes to mind, okay?
Okay.
Best dress.
Oh God, I know I'm not doing it right already. Avon.
Who?
Avon.
Oh, Avon. Class clown.
Who was funny?
She's like me.
She's like nobody.
You could say yourself. And if you need to fall on someone, you could just throw me. Say my name.
Johnny's pretty funny.
What? Who?
Johnny, yeah.
Oh, Johnny. Yeah. He's been funny. Most outgoing.
Eric.
Best smile.
I'm trying to think. Oh gosh, so many of them had dimples. That's like my favorite thing. But look at you, you're so cute. Eric and Johnny both have dimples, but any smile's a great smile.
Who you said? Who is
Eric
it? Who?
and Johnny.
Oh, Aaron Johnny. Okay.
I'm thinking about the rest of the cast though.
Biggest prankster.
The biggest prankster. Rachel loves pranks, actually.
That's so funny.
That's surprising to me.
That is.
But she's
Yep.
good.
Most vulnerable.
Most vulnerable, probably Nate.
Most underrated.
Most underrated. I would say probably Spencer.
Oh yeah, I loved his goatee thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, he looked good
good.
yesterday.
Yeah, he did. He looked good. Best shoulder to cry on.
I mean, they all got used to me crying. So, but I don't know. They were all like, when I went to go see them after the Nate breakup, they were all like so nice and comforting. So I have to say all of them.
All of them. Okay. Most dramatic.
Dramatic, a flair for the drama.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Rachel.
I'm like, Roby last night. What?
Oh yeah, or Hayden.
Yeah. Okay. Most romantic.
Most romantic. Let's see. Who really? I feel like Nate and Eric were really close.
Nate and Eric. Okay.
They like barely fought each other on that Boxing Day. I'm like,
Lame.
Lame. Okay, last one. Who gets most romantic title?
most romantic. Let's see. Probably Nate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. That's our game. Thank you.
That's it, Gabby. You made it. You made it through clickbait.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We really appreciate you taking the time and talking to us, and we wish you nothing but the best, and I can't wait to watch the rest of your season unravel.
The unpredicted.
We're so
season.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to. Don't let me know what you think.
Oh, trust me. You will. You will hear, I'm sure. No, but it's great. It's great. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gabby.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
I'm so glad we had Gabby on. She is, she's really she speaks really well. She explains her feelings really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even get that sentence out, but she can really explain herself. All right. Thank you so much to our listeners for being here. And thank you to Gabby. And make sure to catch new episodes of The Bachelorette every Monday on ABC or Hulu.
Yes, and as always, subscribe, submit all your questions. We want to know what clickbait you want us to get into next week, the week after that. Follow us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram, and all the links to all our socials are right there on that page.
And share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you guys are looking at this week. Clickbait is available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen. You can listen ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app. We will see you guys next week.